Hey guys, it's Jess Love Style. Today I'm going to go over what your 5 love languages are. So if you want to hear more about it, maybe discover what your love language is, stay tuned. All right, so we'll get started by, I read this book and I love it. I'm very passionate about the words that are in this book. You should definitely go get it. I will link a link for Amazon down below. Not affiliated, but it's just something I'm really passionate about and I enjoy talking about. It's something that you can really discover about yourself and how you want to be loved and how you can love other people. So right here are the different love languages. And if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my computer just so I'm making sure I follow along with what I'm posting up here. So the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. So in these videos, I'm going to go over each one. So I'm going to post 5. Today we're going to go over words of affirmation and what that is, how you can express it, and how you can feel that love from someone else. All right, so before we get started, the kind of definition of what love languages are, I'm going to put that right here, but I'll read it so you can follow along. So love languages. It's important to respect the differences in how we all give and receive love. Most of us tend to love the others the way that we want to be loved, but this doesn't work when you have different love languages. Therefore, increasing the awareness and respect of diversity of love languages is important in the first step. So what that really means is you can't love someone the same way that you feel love, because it might not be the same. So for me, it's really words of affirmation, being able to hear that someone loves me, being able to see that someone loves me in words or an email or text or an emoji, something like that. And also communication, being able to express it verbally, to be able to talk about feelings. That is definitely my number one. Now, my husband's not the same. My husband would be completely fine not talking about it. So he might not express it to me the way that I want to feel it, but I know that he expresses it in different ways, and that's learning his love languages compared to mine. So let's continue. A little thing I'm going to put up here is I'm a Gemini, and I totally am. And what I have seen through my adult life is that I love to talk. So what makes this sign happy is being able to talk hours on end about what they like. So if I can talk about emotions all day, I would. And the way that I receive love is just even being able to communicate and having my husband just listen. That for me knows that he is like allowing me to express how I feel. So he might not text me love emojis all day, but I know that when he gets home from work and I'm having a bad day or just needing to communicate and he says to me, babe, you're doing a great job, I know that is a way that I can receive love. So let's move on. All right, so things that people can say to be able to express things more in a positive love kind of way. So I'm going to post it right here. So really saying I love you versus love you. Or even I have even taught my daughter this, that I love you too can be a response. Just like automatic love you too. Just like when someone says I miss you, if you don't say I miss you too, that makes the other person feel negative. So I want, when someone is expressing love to me, I want them to truly feel it. So I almost don't want them to say I love you too. I don't want them to reply to me when I say it. I want them to randomly come into the kitchen and say, hey, you know what, I really love you today. So really for me is if I say I love you, I want them to either not respond right away or like kiss me or hug me or something. And then if they do feel like they want to respond in that moment, because it does sometimes feel right, just say, I love you. And you know what? I love you. And instead of, I love you too. Or love ya when you walk out the door. Like, sometimes expressing things or saying it a little different makes it feel so much stronger. Okay, the next one. I can't verbally really say this because it's the same thing. I'm probably kind of bad at this, but spelling okay with OKAY is better than okay or K. I'm kind of a bad person with texting. If someone's just communicating something to me, it's not a feeling, but they're like, hey, I'm on my way. I just write K. It's not starting a conversation. So that could be something that I know that I could work on. And then the next one is you should come. Is better than if you want to. Like if someone says, hey, like I would love to do that. And they're like, yeah, if you want to. But they're instead of saying that, they should be like, oh my God, it would be great if you came, or you should come. You would have so much fun. The next one is saying good night or even good morning to someone physically in front of you, or if you're expressing it in a text message, instead of just saying night. But there's definitely different ways, and unfortunately we live in a texting world now, so we do need to think about how we're saying things, because the person on the other end is reading it with a different tone that you might be expressing. So another one is I made plans for us, instead of saying whatever you want to do is fine. So something to think about with that too is that you men out there coming home when both of you may have had a long day and your husband says, you know what, don't cook dinner tonight. We're going to go out. That can feel so great. Those just words itself can feel amazing. But also when you're thinking about like where to go out to eat, like if you're planning like let's go out to dinner tonight, and the husband is just saying, or even the wife, because we do it too, we're at fault. But if we just say, whatever, wherever you want to go, instead of saying, you know what, I would enjoy any restaurant that you pick. There's definitely differences in the words that we say to people. So it could just be communication that someone's craving from this love language, but it also could be the tone of what someone says something. And then the little difference in wording can make the biggest impact in someone's life. All right, so the next thing I'll post is just a little bit of how to relate to someone's love language. So the words of affirmation is really being able to compliment, give affirmations, and using kind words. So that's the communication of this love language. But actions is really sending notes, sending text messages, possibly sending cards, but coming home and just saying, you know, hey babe, you did a great job today. Just out of nowhere, you know, or dinner was great. You know what? You look really pretty today. Being able to say kind words in a meaningful way are ways that I know that I receive love. But things to avoid are criticism and possibly like picking on them for something that they feel great about. So maybe it's, you know, like you bought a brand new pair of jeans today, you know, like just avoid anything that you feel negative about with that pair of jeans and say, babe, they look great on you. Those are definitely things that will help continue to show love to that person that really needs love, like in words. A little thing I'll put up here is This is 5 love languages for toddlers. So I think just even children alone, if you really think about back to your childhood, how do you feel like you were loved? That's something they really talk about in this book. That there were things that, like in one of the chapters, there was a male that always felt he couldn't receive the love that his spouse was giving him because that's not the way he was raised. So I think discovering how your children feel love is really important. I think in the book, the person was a physical touch, and that's the way that he wanted to be loved. And those hugs, the holding hands, being able to cuddle and things like that. But it was more that he didn't receive that. He didn't really have the memory of his parents hugging him, tucking him in at night and kissing him on the forehead, those kind of things where it's just like the small amounts of love. So words of affirmations for kids encourage them to do things, that they want to do, and then express appreciation for your child, thanking them for picking up their toys. Thank you for putting your dirty socks in the laundry basket. And then noticing, even here it says not just their accomplishments, like in that example, like, you worked really hard today on your homework. I'm sorry that it's a struggle for you. How can I help? Then noticing them. I noticed that you really liked that book today. What was it? Can you tell me about it? Praising their character rather than the results of their characters. So your child is going to be so different than any other child. So for me, I know that my daughter loves physical touch. She has grown up being the only child. She's grown up with cuddling with us on the couch. There was times that we did co-sleeping. So I know that she enjoys a hug when she gets home from school. And I think words of affirmation will be something that's really positive for her life. Right now, she's 7 and she's in first grade, so we're dealing with different things of homework, and being able to encourage her that it's okay if you got it wrong the first time. Let's try it again. So those are things that I definitely see in her future. So being able to express those now and appreciate her as a 7-year-old will help her as an 8-year-old, help her as a 9-year-old, and continuing into her life. Okay, so things that you're able to say to someone that feels love, 3 words. I'll post it up here. You can screenshot it so you can keep it. But I love being in love with you. You handled that very well. That's even great for children too. Thank you for taking care of me. I love your smile. You're beautiful or handsome. It makes me happy remembering that time when we did something. I love that one. You are fantastic at something. I'm here for you. I'm lucky to have you in my life. I'm sorry for something that happened. Feeling gratitude towards someone is also really important. Next time I will help you with something. You must have blank. You felt happy when this happened. I believe in you. And I can't imagine how hard that was for you if something difficult happened. I know that I can be a really emotional person, and being able to have my husband just say, babe, you're doing a great job, or, I can imagine how hard your day was, being able to express things that allow me to open up and communicate is definitely my love language. All right, so my last little information is I made a video a little while back for 2020. My word of 2020 was self-care. So even being able to love yourself, and mine is being able to encourage yourself on a daily basis and give yourself confidence. I think words of affirmation is important for yourself also. So I'll just post up here. It was probably a couple pages, but I just have a couple words that you can say to yourself every day. Say, I'm doing my best. I'm in love with myself and my body. I'm proud of myself. I believe in myself. I am worthy, brave, and bold, and beautiful. Today is going to be a great day. I'm free of worry and regret. My thoughts become my reality. And then also, I love myself. I love myself. It's really important to make sure you can look in the mirror and say those things. So if you feel like you don't feel love from somebody, and you feel like the love languages is going to help you discover how you can feel more love, how you can communicate your love to somebody, I think that you should continue to watch this little series. This is the first video. Once I do all of them, I will continue to post them above, but they will also be down below. And again, this is the first one, and I'm going to try to post at least one a week. So we're going into Valentine's Day. It's always good to learn a little bit about love around Valentine's Day and how to love yourself. If you can love yourself, other people can love you. And if you can communicate when you're in a relationship or meeting someone for the first time, or your first month of your relationship, and you say, you know what, I really need to have those little moments where we can sit down and talk about feelings, or in the middle of the day, can you just express your love to me? For me, that's 100% more important than ever buying me a gift. So there's definitely differences for everyone. So again, what's your love language? Stay tuned for the other videos. Bye, guys.